Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, Degenerative Disc Disease Explained, what you need to know. Now folks, I make a lot of great content for those folks out there suffering with low back pain issues such as degenerative disc disease, sciatica nerve pain, herniated discs, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis. If that is you, hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified when I upload some great new content to get you back on the road to recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, today I wanted to talk a little bit about degenerative disc disease. I've been asked a couple of questions on YouTube by clients about this disorder, and I wanted to go a little bit more in depth into it today, explain a little bit about it, symptoms, how it comes about, and some of the things you can do to alleviate that pain. So what is it? Well, there's a picture that's going to flash up on the screen here. And basically, our discs over time, our backs, our spines, general wear and tear, be it from our job, sports, okay, can get worn down. And degenerative disc disease typically happens at the cervical region or the lumbar, the lower back region. And the disc itself, healthy discs, mainly 80% water, give or take. As we age, the disc loses height, starts to degenerate, the vertebrae become closer together. And this general wear and tear we call degenerative disc disease, okay? And who does it affect? Well, in some studies, they found that 37% of pain-free 20-year-olds have disc degeneration. And then they found that 90% of people aged 80 also had degenerative discs, okay? But they were also pain-free. So it tells you that a lot of people do have degeneration in their spines at different ages, more so of course when you're older, but you can be pain-free even though it shows up on the MRI. And this is something I talk quite a lot about with disc herniations, disc bulges. You take 10 people off the street, 2 or 3 of them are going to have, doing MRI, they're going to have bulging discs, herniated discs, but no pain. And it's the same kind of effect here with disc degeneration. Now, what causes it? Well, I kind of hinted at it just there earlier. Age is one thing. As you get older, just the body, the way it ages, okay? But there's a lot of things which can speed up the process or hasten the process. It is general wear and tear on our spine, okay? Now, yes, genetics do play a part. Some people are more predisposed to other injuries, problems than others. But if you've had a hard manual labor job all your life, lots of bending, twisting, lifting heavy objects, perhaps you're participating in very active sports, then you may be more at risk of developing degenerative disc disease later on. If you're a smoker, they have shown some association with smoking and dehydration of the discs, which will increase, again, the effects of your disc degeneration. Previous injuries, perhaps you've had some spinal injuries before, surgery perhaps on discs, bulging discs, herniated discs. They could, I say could because the studies have not been done, make it an issue for you later with degenerative disc disease. Now, what are the kind of symptoms that you feel? Well, most number one symptom is going to be pain, okay? Generally pain across the neck region, if it's in the cervical region, pain across your lower back region, of course, if it's the lower back region. And as it progresses, you will see people start to lose height. They start to sort of shift. There'll be a shift. It could be scoliosis created. They could start to stoop. It could be sort of heavy sort of forward head carriage and stooping from the cervical region as well. And the progress itself, though, it generally happens over 10, 20, sometimes 30 years. Hi guys, pardon the interruption. We'll get back to the video in just a second. But I need your help, because I make a lot of content for folks out there suffering with low back pain issues. If you look at a lot of my videos, there's a lot of comments. People really appreciate the work that I'm doing, and I'm super, super happy that I'm helping these people. But you can help me more. If you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, okay? You're gonna help the algorithm. You're gonna basically get this content out to more people. Yeah, as my content, as my channel grows, more people will get my great content. It's going to help a lot of people suffering with their low back pain issues get back on the road to recovery. It's a small ask because I do make a lot of work here. Of course, I do a lot of filming, producing, etc., editing. Okay, it's a lot of my time to make this content, and I really appreciate that you guys like it. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, and enjoy the rest of the video. It can be a long sort of state of progression. Okay, you're not gonna wake up the next morning and be like, oh, I can't move. Okay, it's completely taken over your life. But the actual sort of progression, they broke it into what they call the degenerative cascade, okay, which can happen over this time. So there's three kind of stages. Stage one, they tend to call dysfunction. And this is where the disc itself starts to dry out, okay? Which was this nice spongy, gelatinous, very heavily liquid created a jelly donut between your vertebrae, starts to dry out. As it dries out, it becomes more brittle. Cracks can appear, you can get small bulges, there can be pain responses from this. And, you know, the pain you have at this time, it's just the odd pain now and again. Maybe when you do certain movements, maybe when you wake up in the morning, your back's a bit sore and stiff for a little while, but it eases off. It's not debilitating pain, it's not going to take over your life, okay? And that's what's called the dysfunction stage. Now, when you move on from there, you get what's called the instability phase. Now, this is generally where the disc itself starts to flatten out. It gets very, very dehydrated. The vertebrae are coming closer and closer together. You're getting a lot of instability within the vertebra itself. You might be getting bulges, some herniations, stenosis, and this will dramatically increase the pain you will feel at this stage. And you may have to, you'll notice that you actually shrink. That does happen as well. Okay, that's one of the reasons we do become shorter as we age. You may find yourself having to adjust your position, your posture, because you can't hold yourself up in that previous position before. And then what's unusual, or kind of an oxymoron, is people go from this instability phase to what they call the stabilization phase, because there's a flip picture is going to flash up on a screen the different phases you go through, and that very end phase is what they call the stabilization phase there, where the disc becomes very flat. The vertebrae come very close together. You get osteophytes. You can have arthritic changes to the end of the disc, bone spurs, and actually it starts to stabilizes. The vertebra doesn't move anymore. So for some people, there can actually be a decrease in pain at this last stage, and in some cases, it will actually naturally fuse, like the bones will actually fuse themselves. So you actually have a decrease in pain. However, if there has been mechanical changes in that you've become stooped, or the posture has been changed at that point to scoliosis, then those changes will be permanent at that stage. Yeah, but it can take, as I said, 10, 20, 30 years for this to actually happen. Okay, so what can be done about it? I mean, is there any way to stop it or slow it down? Well, as I said, it is an effect mainly of aging. Okay. But like many things, we can slow down aging, we can alleviate the symptoms, especially if we catch it early on, all right? Now, of course, people can often take the surgery option. You get disc replacements, they will actually get like the cage put in, like to actually sort of stabilize the spine in that way. As I said, replace the discs. You should exhaust, in my opinion, all conservative treatments ahead of time, okay? So when you want to try to keep your spine in good health as you age, so you want to be working a lot of things, like to stave off further damage, basically. So you want to avoid, heavy loads, heavy activities. And I will do more videos in the future around some of the exercises that will help this particular condition, things you can do. But generally, you want to be working on spinal stability, so strengthening around the spine, so the muscles are actually helping you protect your spine. Low impact activities such as, swimming, walking, even the bike in some cases works as well. It's going to promote blood supply to the area. It's going to promote sort of a gentle loading aerobic exercise. Blood flow carries nutrients to those areas, of course, carries inflammatory material away from that region as well. You want to work on decompression work, so to create space, which will help the hydration of the discs as well. You want to keep doing that as you're aging as well. General stretching, of course, you want to keep the hips and back reasonably mobile, okay? It's useful, of course, if you are leading an active life, as you start to tighten up through your hips. If you sit too much, then when you're moving, the forces and stress placed in your lower back will be uneven. So it is good. I do promote trying to keep the hips flexible, and they're going to move well when you're doing your walking and other activities. If you smoke, stop smoking. All right, I just mentioned it before. It does dry out the disc. It does increase healing times. So if you are a smoker, you want to stop smoking, okay? And as I said before, you want to avoid high impact activities or sports. It's basically, running, jumping, box jumps, etc. at the gym, jumping rope, this kind of activities. You want to be doing more gentle activities, okay? Now, as I said, I will be doing more future videos on those kind of activities which are going to be useful for you if you do have disc degenerative disease, all right? So if you've not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe now and you'll get notified of when those videos will be put up to help you okay, get back on the road to recovery into a pain-free life. All right. Okay, folks, listen, I hope that video has been useful to you, give you a little bit of explanation as to what disc degenerative disease actually is, some of the symptoms to look out for, and some of the things you should be avoiding and some of the things you should be doing, okay? Any questions or comments, please hit me up in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and share, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.